Hi and welcome to week 14 of your PD exercises. We're going to do a lot of standing up today, so just make sure you've got a lot of space behind you so there won't be any floor work today. We're going to focus on your balance. So we're going to start off with a bit of a warm up. We're going to start just with a little bit of sort of boxing. We're going to do a minute of each and then we're going to move on to a bit of side stepping. Okay? So to start with, make sure you've got plenty of space. We're just going to start, you have your knees bent a little bit. And we're just going to do a minute of boxing in front of you. So we're just going to box, make sure you're getting some power through your arms. Make sure you're really extending those elbows. And then we're going to move in just across and make sure you're twisting through your hips. So your legs are moving a little bit. We're going right across, really push out. You want to change from a closed hand and work a bit more on your hand movement. You can open those fingers, push them right out to get those hands working a little bit. And then back to in front, so you can start to push those hands out. If you want to push them out and pull those wrists up. A bit like your stop and squat exercise, just with one arm instead of both. Make sure you close your fist on the way back, so it's not just that, it's a real flick of those fingers. We're going to go across again. Don't have to go as fast as me, really focus on getting those elbows straight. Putting some power into it. And then we're going to move from there. We're going to go right across, we're going to go across, across. Really twisting through your body. Keep those knees a little bit bent. Really push those arms out. Just slow it down a little bit. Try and get a definite finish point. So again, really open those fingers and pull back. You get those hands moving. And then start to, once you've got it, pick up the pace a little bit. Good, and the last bit of boxing, we're just going to go up to the ceiling. So feet together, and you're going to go up. You can start with your hands closed again. Like that. And then you're going to open, open. You're really throwing those hands open. Once you've got the rhythm of it, pick up the speed, get those elbows straight. Just a little bit longer, and then we're going to move into our side stepping. Okay, and into some side stepping just to get these legs going. So just take a large step one way, down, large step the other way, down. Keep your chest up, back straight. Again, when you've got the hang of it, start to think about those steps and lifting high in each direction, like you're stepping over something. Really straight, and get back to the middle. Keep your chest up, nice wide steps. If you want to get your arms involved, you can. So, low, in, low, keeping your back straight. Put a bit of power into those arms. Make sure your fingers are out, nice and splayed hands. Couple more. Lovely, you should be nice and warm, well done. Okay, on to your first exercise. So you need a chair for this one. We're just going to practice some sit to stand and moving straight off. Some people will find it quite difficult to initiate those first few steps. So we're just going to have a little practice of that. So you start sitting down. Try not to use your hands if you can help it. If you need to, that's fine. No hands, you're going to stand up and then you're going to 1, 2, stop, backwards, 1, 2, stop, and down. Okay, so we're just going to start with that. Try and count your steps if you're finding it difficult to initiate those first few steps. Okay, just going to do a couple of minutes of that. So when you're ready, off you go. So up, 1, 2, stop, 1, 2, down, down again. Take your time. If you need something to hold on to it. 1, 2, down. Make sure the chair's there before you sit down. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, back. If you need to take more than 2 steps, also fine. 2, slowly down. Up. 1, 2, back. 2, down. Up. 1, 2, back. 1, 2, down. Make sure your steps are the same length. 1, 2, back. Helps you to make sure the chair's there. Trying to get those steps nice and large. Moving that on a little bit. You want to use that a bit like an over the river sort of exercise. Get those arms in, so up, 1, 2, there, and then 1, 2, back. Okay, up, 1, 2, stop, 1, 2, back. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Up, 1, 2, 1, 2, and down. Up, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, back. 1, 2, there, 1, 2, 1, 2, step, 1, 2. So make sure the chair's there. Make sure those arms are nice and big. So up, make sure you're swapping. So instead of opposite, opposite, there, opposite, opposite. You find you more like to use one side than the other. One more. So up. Lovely, 2 minutes, well done. Okay, so the next few exercises are going to be for your balance and they're working on the postural control. So what you need is something that will slide on your floor. It can be a coaster or something like that, they're quite good. If you don't have anything, don't worry about it, you can just sort of use your foot and slide it. But I'm going to use one of these for now. We're going to go in all different directions, so the next few exercises are going to focus on this. You're going to place your foot on the slider, standing on the other leg, have something to hold on to if you need it. We're going to start forwards, you're going to bend your knee, slide it, and come back, and then you're going to bring it back again to a start point. And you're going to try and go as far as you can each time, try and beat your previous one, okay? We'll do a minute on each leg. When you're ready, off you go. So bend your knee, you see my knees bent, my toes pointed. Reach about there, and do it back. Okay, and again, so bend your knee, get as low as you can, come back. If that's too difficult in terms of sliding, you can just practice tapping your toe a bit further each time, okay? But for those of you who want to, just having a bit of a slide, this is quite a nice one to practice. And it gives you an idea of whether things are improving depending on how far you get. Bend your knee, slide forward, back. Bend your knee, go and get it again. Back down. Bend your knee, slide forward, back. And the idea is that you should be able to get forward and back nice and smoothly, so none of this sort of really lifting it back. Okay. So just to there, and back again. Now it's a minute, so we're going to swap legs. And again, so bend, and again you might have a better leg, better reach on one leg than the other. Bend your knee, slide as far as you can, and back again. And my left leg is not as good as my right leg. Back again. I feel that's much harder on one side than the other. Okay, there, back again. Pick it up again. Okay, nice and smoothly and slowly, try not to rush through it. Try and get as far as you can. Pick it up again. And do a couple more, so bend and slide it. And back. You should feel this in your thigh, your calf, and your hip. It's quite a good one for your balance. Back. Nice one. Lovely, that's 2 minutes. We're sticking with the same exercise that we were just doing, so make sure you've got some space and something to hold on to. You're going to repeat it, but in a sideways direction. Okay, so it's just working in a different plane of movement. So, again, starting from there, we're going to do a minute on each leg. So, again, if you can't slide it, you can just practice stepping or some tapping. So stepping puts your weight on the leg, tapping more of a toe point. Okay, but if you want to make it harder, obviously the sliding is the one we're after. So your minute starts on this leg starts now. You slide, try and keep square. Back in. Okay, so slide. Back in, try and lift that leg, try not to drag it back in, and you're going to reach for it, get back in, and you're going to push it out, come back, try and keep it in a nice straight line, use tiles or floorboards on your floor, sometimes help, slide it out, back in, put it up, in. So you might do this slightly more on the outside of your leg than the inside. Take your time with it. See how far you can get. You can't get. Remember, you've got to get back again, so when you get it, don't end up doing the splits. There, back again nice and smoothly. Okay. Back in. We're going to swap sides, straight onto the other leg, so you're going to bend, slide, keep that, okay. Back in, make sure that knee tries to stay over your foot, so not dropping in there, or too far out there, keep it over your foot if you can. Slide it back in, and again, one side that's better than this than the other. Okay, slide out, lift, okay. So again, my side harder on this left side. So my left foot's a bit heavier. Yep, there you go. Back out again. As far as you can, and up, pick it up, do one more, then that knee, slide out, step back, and pick it up. Lovely, that's 2 minutes. Onto your third of these exercises, and then we'll move on. So the last plane of movement we want to work in, so we've done forwards, we've done sideways, we're going to try and do a bit of rotation now. So you can stand on it there, and the idea is I'm just trying to bring it back over there and back in again. So it's diagonally behind you in this position. If you can't do that, backwards is fine. But in an ideal world, you want to get around there so you get a nice bend in this knee and you work this hip coming back round. Okay, but if not, back there is fine, and you can keep going with your stepping if this is too difficult. Okay. When you're ready, your minute on each leg starts from now. So you bend, bring it round, leave it there, come back, get up, back in, there, back. Doesn't matter how far you go, don't feel you've got to go as far as that. If you only want to go to here, that's also fine, okay? But the further you can go, the better. And you're in competition with yourself to get a bit further each time. Again, you'll feel that in your hip muscle. If you can't slide anything, you can just practice tapping as far round as you can go, like that. Now, but the sliding requires a bit more control. Okay, we're going to do a minute on that leg, so we're going to swap legs. We're going to slide that way, back in. In. Make sure in between you're standing up nice and straight. So again, you'll find that it's harder on one leg than the other. You see the control on my left leg's not as good. So really concentrate on moving it nice and smoothly and keeping your balance. Moving it out there and picking it back up again. Moving one more. Excellent, that's your 2 minutes, well done. Okay, so the next couple of exercises are going to be stepping exercises, moving on from the sliding exercises we did a minute ago. So you're going to step and push. It's a bit like the box stepping really. So it's a step and push. I'm going to do alternate legs for a couple of minutes. Okay? When you're ready, off we go. So step and push and pull back. Step and push and pull back. Take as big a step as you feel you can. Don't need to overdo it. Have something to hold on to next to you if you need it, and it's a real sort of push with those arms as you step forward, pull back, and feel free to pause for a couple of seconds, make sure your elbows are straight, wrists are up, fingers are out, and then pull back, pause for a couple of seconds, and repeat. If it's too difficult to do the stepping and the pushing at the same time, you can revert to your stop and squat exercise, okay? Thinking about those principles of putting in 80% effort, lots of power, holding it, and stepping back. If you want to make that more difficult, you can do just opposite arm, opposite leg. So you can step back. Requires a bit more thought, which can be a bit harder. Push and pull. Push and pull. same amount of effort in the pull as in the push. Don't have to keep up with me in terms of speed. Push, pull. One more, push, pull. And that's your 2 minutes, well done. Okay, so keeping with the same theme of the stepping, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do some rotation into it, okay? So it's the same step. This time you're going to rotate across, opposite arm, opposite leg, like that. And then back, and the movement should be all as one if you can, okay? If that's too difficult, again, you can sort of practice some rotation without stepping, okay? So we're going to start again, 2 minutes, alternate legs. Okay, so when you're ready, off we go. So you're going to step and push, and then it's back. This is quite a difficult one, okay? So step, push, and back. Step, push, and back. Step, push, and back. So it's to the lead leg. You can either do both arms or one arm. So if you find it too difficult with both, just one arm is fine. Step, push, elbow straight if you can, and back, push, and back, push, and back. So again, put that power into it, push, hold, back. So it's a really good one for your balance, postural stability, and combining movements. Halfway there, so step, push, and back. Take a smaller step there. If it's too much to take a large lunge, okay? For those of you wanting to make it really difficult, the larger step you take, the harder it is. So step, push, pause, pull back in. Push, pause, pull back in. Push, pause, pull back in. Hold, back in. Back in. Good. Do it at your own pace. Don't feel you've got to race through these. One more. Lovely, 2 minutes, well done. Okay, for your last exercise, we're just going to finish with a little bit of balance. So we're going to work in tandem, so heel to toe. So we're going to start just with a bit of balancing work. If you can't do heel to toe, a bit easier is to bring it there. A bit easier is to bring it here. Okay, and you can bring it wide here if it's really difficult, but most of you should manage at least this, I should think. So we're going to do a couple of minutes with each leg leading, so a minute on each side if we can. We're going to work on just either balancing there, keeping your balance for up to a minute. If that's too easy, you can practice adding in some head turning and head movements. Okay, and we're just going to aim for a minute with each leg leading. So your head, balance. Again, this is have something nearby. You feel a bit unsteady. You can look down, look up. If you're feeling really brave, you can try and close your eyes. It makes things very, very difficult. It takes away all the information that your eyes give you. Okay, let's try and keep your balance up to a minute. Turning your head. To make that a bit more dynamic, you can practice stepping a couple of steps forward and stepping back, like you're on a tightrope. And to layer that a bit more, do the stepping and the head turning. Well, that's really difficult. Okay, and we're going to swap feet, so we're going to do the opposite leg in front. Again, you might find one side easier than the other. So turn your head, reach direction. Looking up, looking down. And then again, to make that a bit harder still, keeping it nice and straight, you can practice a bit of tandem walking. And back again, try and keep your head up if you can. To make that tandem walking a bit harder, you can also practice turning your head in each direction as a step. Staying nice and tall. But for most people, standing in this position is quite a challenge, especially for something like a minute. Try and keep your weight evenly between both feet. Try not to be here or back here. Try and keep your weight evenly between the two so you can feel both feet working. And just do a little bit longer. Again, try and keep your head up if you can. And that is 2 minutes. Well done. Okay, and on to your cool down. So well done, everybody. We're just going to do a bit of work on our sort of thoracic mobility and then a bit of stretching for those calves because they're working hard today. So to start with, you ideally back against the wall. I haven't really got a suitable wall, so we'll just have to pretend. So heels, hips and shoulders back against the wall, and then you're going to bring your arms up into like a T position here, and then just for a minute or so we're just going to practice squeezing those elbows and try and get those hands back against the wall. You can start as low as you want, and you're going to bring them up, elbows straight and down, so you're almost sliding those arms up against the wall. Like that. Again, try to keep your hands and elbows and hips and heels and everything up against the wall, chin tucked in. Try not to be out here too far if you can help it. If you're only managing that, as long as you're feeling a stretch, that's fine. Keeping your arms up. If you need to have a break, keeping your arms up, then do. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Elbows against the wall. Give your arms a rest if you need to. We're going to do another few of those. Try and get up all the way if you can, so try and get up nice and straight. So come back to there, hips and heels and shoulders against the wall. You're going to just push up as far as you can. You should feel a little stretch probably across your chest and through your back, through the front of your shoulders, maybe down here as well. Push up straight if you can. And try and keep your arms against the wall. Back down again. For this one, if you want to go a bit further, you can. Try not to, even if your arms come away a little bit. Push up. A few more. Squeeze those shoulders back. Push. And one more. Push up against the wall. Down. Give those arms and shoulders a little rest. And then we're going to do some calf stretching. So you're going to stand with your back to the wall. So you throw your front to the wall. I'm going to pretend there's a little wall here and just make it instead. You're going to put one foot behind the other. Like that. You're going to bend your front knee. Make sure that heel isn't twisting either way. Keep it there. You're going to walk those hands up as high as you can so you get a nice stretch through your back. You should feel a stretch through your calf. All of you should have done these in the classes before we went off, so it should be quite a familiar one. And then from there, you're going to walk your hands round one way, just there as far as you can until you feel a stretch down one side. Hold that for about 20 seconds. Walk it back to the middle and the other way, so just bend in the middle. Try and keep your back nice and straight. You should feel a nice stretch through that calf. If you can't feel a stretch, take a slightly larger step. And then you've held that, come back to the middle. Swap legs. So again, start up nice and high, get those hands as high as you can. Get a bit closer to the wall if you need to. So, from there, make sure that back heel isn't twisting in or out. And make sure they're not out here. Make sure it's nice and in line. And then you walk your hands around again. Make sure you feel it stretch down one side. Hold that for about 20 seconds. Back to the middle. And then the other way. You might feel it stretches a slightly different part of your calf when you're doing that. Hold that for about 20 seconds or so. Back to the middle. And the last stretch we're going to do. Make sure you've got something to hold on to, so this is quite a difficult one. So you're going to bend your knees, reach for your toes, and you've got your toes there. You're just going to give those knees a little squeeze straight. You should feel a stretch all the way up the back of your legs. So you're going to hold that for about 20 seconds or so. For those of you who have difficulty with blood pressure, this might not be a great one for you, so just maybe give this one a miss if you start to feel a bit dizzy. But for those who can manage it, you're going to bend down, you're going to reach for those toes, and you're going to squeeze them straight. If you start to feel dizzy, have a slow stand up, and just have a sit down and maybe sit this one out. Hold that for about 20 seconds, all the way down the back of your legs. Again, those knees should be nice and squeezed as straight as you can. I'm not expecting you to get them straight. And slowly fold yourself back up. Give yourself a big stretch up straight. And that is your cool down. Well done. See you next week.